Good morning. For the past 3 weeks, we have been working with the Greater Twin Cities United Way, and we're excited to tell you about our work. We're Katie Holmes, Emma Ripley, I am Joel Luders, and this is Molly Horton. The Greater Twin Cities United Way is a nonprofit that seeks to unite caring people to build pathways out of poverty. In 2016, they touched the lives of over 1 million people in their 9-county region. They do this in part by connecting over 63,000 people with local volunteer opportunities each year. For this project, we worked with Zeb and Stacy from the United Way, as well as John from Straight Line Theory. Together, they had discovered a need to connect busy folks with volunteer opportunities. The Greater Twin Cities United Way predicts that there are 1 million potential volunteers in the Twin Cities that want to help, but don't know where to start. They want to recruit these 1 million people, we'll call them users, in predominantly 2 spaces, the digital space and the event space. These 2 problem spaces require 2 different solutions. We'll talk about the digital solution first and circle back to the event solution later in the presentation. The challenge of getting volunteers plugged in isn't a new problem for the United Way. Today they work hard to connect people in 2 ways. First, by phone. People can call Julie or Mary at the United Way office and get matched via phone interview. We did this ourselves, and they did an awesome job matching us with an opportunity. Unfortunately, this process is time-consuming and not well suited for quicker, at-home volunteer opportunities. Also, it can't easily be scaled up to help the 1 million potential volunteers. The second solution is using the computer or their online solution. Their current tool is called Volunteer United, and you can use this to search for volunteer opportunities. We wanted to look into Volunteer United and understand the digital experience, so we tested it with users. We found that for the user who wants to volunteer on-site and knew exactly what they wanted to do, it worked really well. They were able to use the search bar to find their specific interests. However, for users that weren't sure what they were looking for or wanted an at-home opportunity, the tool proved to be confusing and required too much tribal knowledge to find meaningful results. Many of these users searched for broad keywords and didn't get the results they expected. For example, a user during testing, when in the keyword search typed in the word nature, and he ended up with thousands of results, but the majority of those results were in descriptions that said, it's in the nature of our agency to care about the X, Y, and Z. And then on the left of the screen, there were options for choosing more specific causes, and so then they clicked environment, and then they ended up with only one opportunity, and it just happened to be the one opportunity that is both environmental and used the term nature. The users were not getting the results they expected. So we then conducted a survey of over 100 participants, and the results were clear. People are morally inclined to volunteer, but they don't feel like they have the time to do so. To establish who we were making this tool for, we defined the user as a busy individual in the Twin Cities with the propensity to volunteer, but they don't know where to start. Our solution is a web application that matches people who want to help with the at-home volunteer opportunities that align with their values and their skills. However, usability testing showed that the current tool, Volunteer United, to be minimally motivating to first-time users. So what motivates people? Secondary research suggests that purpose is a very strong motivator. Purpose is what you believe in. It's when you believe in the outcome of the work. You may not like doing it, but you believe in the greater mission of the work. For example, stuffing envelopes may not be an invigorating task, but if it helps to save, a child's life, then you'd show up every Wednesday to help stuff those envelopes. But there's something more motivating than purpose. The strongest motivator is play. Play is when the reason for doing the activity is the activity itself. You do it because you enjoy it. The work is its own reward. The complicating factor is that what you and I consider play can be very different. Some of us like to build things, while others like to tell stories or go dancing. Stuart Brown, in his book Play, breaks it down into 8 distinct play types. Our very own Joel Luders, that's me, illustrated these play types to help tell the story of the collector, the competitor, the kinesthete, explorer, director, storyteller, joker, and artist. We created an application called Kind Finder, and we do this to identify what the user cares about. It determines their play type, and then it uses this information to match them with at-home volunteer opportunities that are interesting, rewarding, and fit into their schedule. You are greeted with an intro screen to get users that already have a profile logged in and directs new users to the questionnaire. This screen gives the new users some context about what is to come. Simply tap Get Started to begin. The first 3 questions are about finding what purpose motivates the user. We use a casual, friendly tone throughout. Then, they'll be greeted with a reinforcement screen to provide some direction, encouragement, and an inspiring quote. Essentially, it'll let them know that they're on the right path, that they are awesome, and it transitions them into the upcoming play type personality test. The next questions are about finding what kind of play activities motivate the user. Since different people find different activities fun, these questions help us figure out what play type the user best aligns with. To break up the final section, they're greeted with one more reinforcement screen. There are 3 remaining questions to pinpoint their play type. Again, the progress bar at the bottom is showing them how far they've come and how much is remaining. Next, they are asked to record 1 to 3 skills that they possess. After a dynamic loading screen, the user is served up their play type. In this case, the user was identified as a storyteller. Storytellers are important because they are imaginative and can transform everyday activities into something dramatic and compelling. The test also showed the user would find purpose in advocating for at-risk groups, education, technology, and youth. Next, they can find out how to help. Based upon their answers, the user is recommended a volunteer opportunity. The logic behind the system weighs in favor of your play type, then after that, the causes or the purposes you care about, and finally, the skills that you bring to the table. Based on this, they can see the organization and what they will need to be successful, and it tells them about how much time they think it will take. In this case, it's Casa de Esperanza, and the request is to read stories over the telephone and record them and send them to people who are learning English. If they think they know someone who would love to do this, they can click the share button. If the user likes what they see, they can click I'd love to continue, or they can select maybe, and the task will be placed in their maybe queue for later. And if for whatever reason the recommendation isn't a good fit for the user, they can simply tap Not for me. Now, say the user wants to come back to this information at a later time, but doesn't want to retake the quiz. From here they can tap Save My Maybes in the lower right and be taken to a simple profile creator. This will save their play type, interests, and email. Once they're logged in, they can view their opportunity of the day or their maybe queue. If they decide they want to fulfill this opportunity, they can tap I'd love to, and Kind Finder will let them know that the agency has been contacted. The agency will take communication from here. The user can also view their profile. A key function of creating a profile is to add skills and update causes at any time. If they want to know when more opportunities arise, or are willing to help on short notice, the user can request to be emailed when those cases are added to the Kind Finder. When done, they can log out. Now we've created a recommender system, tested its logic, again, based around play type, causes that give the user purpose, and last, skills. We've made adjustments accordingly. Moving forward, the goal would be to do more rounds of testing with larger data sets so that this product will be ready to be scaled. Eventually, we see KindFinder as an application that could be used by other United Way branches across the country. KindFinder engages users in a meaningful way, using purpose and play to serve up curated at-home opportunities people care about. It helps to catch the 1 million potential volunteers that are currently falling through the cracks in the digital space. Users in the event space are the same folks that want to help, but they don't know where to start. The only difference is that these people have made the first move in attending a volunteer event. At large events, there is this positive energy in the air, and people are excited to get involved. However, organizing that many people can be a slower process than people expect, and it ends up giving off a strong theme park vibe, the hurry up and wait experience. Our solution is the Kind Card Kit. This is something that could be used during those times of waiting. It is a set of cause and skill cards that relate the various volunteer opportunities to individuals' passions and skills. Let's take a look at how this works. I'm going to be stepping into the role of Nora, a volunteer at Action Day. I just filled 3 backpacks with supplies for students, and it was really fun, but now I'm not sure what else to check out. Peter, an Action Day organizer, sees me scanning the room and offers to help me. He lays out 6 cause cards and 6 skill cards and asks me to choose 3 of each. I really care about advocacy, women, and immigrants, and I'm pretty skilled at computers. I work in customer service, and I know Spanish. He flips over the cards I choose and finds the most common number in my selection. Looks like the most common number is 4. Peter suggests I head over to table 4. I walk over to table 4 and meet Lo, a volunteer from the International Institute of Minnesota. Lo introduces me to the organization and lets me know that they are currently packing toiletry sets for newly arrived refugees in their housing program. I take a seat, pack 15 toiletry sets next to some other friendly volunteers, and decide to put my email on their list because I might be interested in getting further involved in the future. The process was simple, quick, and it got me personally connected to volunteer opportunities that matter to me. I could see this portable card deck being used for a variety of volunteer events at the United Way chapter events all over the country. Maybe even in the future, it could be made into a volunteering app that could connect with the KindFinder web application. The KindFinder web application and the Kind Card Kit make it easy to be kind. They are 2 solutions that not only Greater Twin Cities United Way can use, but solutions that can be scaled to all United Way branches. If you are interested in volunteering with the Greater Twin Cities United Way or attending the annual Action Day, visit gtcuw.org to sign up. United Way is an incredible and important organization that cares for people. We are honored to create more meaningful connections between them and the things they care about. We would like to thank Zeb, Stacy, and John for giving us this opportunity. We'd also like to thank Prime Digital Academy and our instructors Angie and Keegan. For Team United Way, we are Katie Holmes, Emma Ripley, Joel Luders, and Molly Horton. Thank you.